Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to this YouTube channel. If you're coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, welcome. If you're a return subby, welcome as well. However, the topic for today is not for everyone. There would be those people that feel like this particular topic is too sensitive for them, and I would suggest that if you feel whatever that I'm going to say becomes too much for you, you can step out at any time. Anytime. Just feel like, okay, I know this is my time to, it's my cue to leave. It's fine. As we have seen from the heading of this particular video, in what I'm trying to achieve in this particular video is to share my vision, my experience, my side of the story of how my journey in the Jehovah's Witness congregation ended. I'll start where it started so that I can explain to how it got to a point where it had to end. I was born in the Jehovah's Witness congregation. By that, I mean both my parents, not just my mother, not just my father, but both my parents were Jehovah's Witnesses. Actually, Jehovah's Witness denomination goes a long way in both sides of my family, because even on my father's side, his parents were also Jehovah's Witnesses. On my mother's side, her parents and her grandparents were Jehovah's Witnesses. So I hope you can see by now that actually my lineage consists of a lot of Jehovah's Witness upbringing, and also the morals, the principles, everything that we grew up with was coming from. It had a lot of influence from Jehovah's Witness denomination. Fine. And I grew up, as I narrated in my other video, that my parents were both Jehovah's Witnesses until that incident that I took up, that I'm talking about in that other video, that made my parents split when my parents decided to, let me rather say, when my father decided to change the denomination, because he was promised that the ZCC would help him get his father's side. He would be the heir of the yard in Everton. And that did not happen, but that's how his journey with Jehovah's Witness congregation ended. And so it also ended my family as I knew it, because now he chased my mother out, and then we had to go with my mother, and we stayed with my mother. At first, my mother took her to her side of the family, which is my grandparents, who are also Jehovah's Witnesses. I spent some time there, still under the upbringing of Jehovah's Witnesses. So I must say that was the only religion I ever got to be introduced to. That was the only religion that I was exposed to. That is the only thing in terms of religion that I knew. And we carried on, and I must say, life as Jehovah's Witnesses was not easy. And as would many people who were Jehovah's Witnesses would tell you, as children, we were not allowed to celebrate birthdays. We did not care because we were told that Jehovah does not want it. And there were scriptures that were read for us that made us believe that Jehovah does not want people to celebrate their birthdays. It's not just that There was no day that Jehovah's Witnesses was or were celebrating. Nothing. No Christmas. And we were given the reasons why it's not even Jesus's birthday. That has been proven. Even now, no one can ever say Christmas comes from or Christmas comes from the birth of Jesus, which was on the 25th of December. That is just a day that was chosen for people to celebrate Jesus's birthday. That even today, I do know that it doesn't appear anywhere. And what else? Man, life as a child in a Jehovah's Witness family, it's not easy for you as a child. Remember, this is not your religion by then. This is a religion that is chosen by your parents. And you live by their rules because you live in their home. And man, there's a lot. Even friends, we are not allowed to have just friends. You're not allowed to have friends as a child of Jehovah's Witnesses unless they are also children of Jehovah's Witnesses too. Because you'll be read a verse that will tell you that Jehovah does not want us as Jehovah's Witnesses to befriend other people that are not Jehovah's Witnesses. Of course, there's no Bible verse that says that directly, but there is a verse that says bad company definitely affects the morality of people. That we know. But it doesn't specifically say if you are Jehovah's Witnesses, do not befriend anyone who is not Jehovah's. Of course, it doesn't say that. But it was used to make us believe that it is wrong to befriend anyone else except when they are children of Jehovah's Witnesses. It even went further to a point where even with the Jehovah's Witness children, it was like they were also like under monitoring by your parents. Should they ever detect that there's something that is not right with that family that they do not like, you are also not allowed to befriend that child because maybe you would be told that their parents are not following the principles of Jehovah's Witnesses to the T. And therefore, their children, definitely. You understand my point? So I would like to say being a child in a Jehovah's Witness congregation was tough, guys. It was not easy at all. You would not participate at school in terms of games. Many of us, I think it's even better nowadays. During our time, it was very, very difficult. It was difficult because now you'll be told that you're spending too much time. That is the time that you should be spending with Jehovah's things. And you'll be spending with these people that are not Jehovah's people. And now you'll befriend them. And then you'll get their behaviors. Guys, it was not easy. You go to school, you're not allowed to sing. And damn, I love songs. I love song. I've been an addict of song forever. And I mean by song, I mean like any song. Any kind of song. You go to a Jehovah's Witness a child. They are at assembly. Our assemblies as African children were full of song and praise and worship in the mornings. I don't know if all schools are still like that. I would like to believe that not all schools are still following that tradition, but during our time, it was an order of the day. Guys, it was difficult. It would be so difficult because some of the teachers would see that you're not singing. And when you want to sing, you would think again that there is someone who is a child of Jehovah's Witnesses that may go and tell their parents, and their parents will tell your parents that you were singing hymns at a school. Guys, it was difficult. Sometimes you'll be pulled by teachers because they do not understand what kind of a religion can prohibit you to participate in Christian things. Oh my goodness. I remember that my prayer would also be, because guys, for me as a child, it's difficult for me to go and tell the teacher that no, I can't sing these songs because my parents or my religion, I mean, it's the religion of my parents. Hello. My religion of the parents is against the songs because now they are not Jehovah's Witness songs. So we only have to sing Jehovah's Witness songs. Jehovah likes only Jehovah's Witness songs. Jehovah does not like these other songs. Imagine, as a child, having to tell an adult that. Lucky for me, I've been pulled several times, but it never got to a point where I was beaten for that. Because now I would just be like, I don't want to lie. I never said anything. If the teacher would ask me that, I would just be quiet and just, the tears will just roll. And they will just say, oh, Tsamaya, I'm training. You know, guys, during our time, our teachers liked using our surnames. They really did like using our surnames to call us. You were training at school, yeah? They wouldn't even want to know your name. You are training. Yeah, I'm training. If there are two of you, I'm training. Like, that's how it was. So, for me, I don't want to lie. It never got to a point where you are beaten. Because I had my ways, I would just cry. But I'm telling you, the African children would sing, man. Would sing that song. And I don't know, there's something that goes into one's psyche the minute you are told you're not supposed to do something. There is an edge, such an edge to do it. I don't know how many times I would find myself singing those hymns. I would be singing them alone because they are here, they are stuck in my head. Because the heart longs to be singing. Because this is music. I love music. Any kind of music. I am not choosy when coming to music. And when they sing nicely for that day, I'm telling you, there will be that song that gets stuck in your head. You find yourself singing alone, and then should your parent find you singing that song, you are in trouble, I'm telling you. Why are you singing Sefela in my house? Guys, fine. And what else? I mean, there was a lot of things that we were restricted to do. A lot. And it stole part of our childhood, guys. It stole part of you know, our innocence. We had to know that there are people that God does not want, that God does not accept. People, you know, those heavy things. You would sit and ask yourself, this teacher is so lovely. But then, because they are not Jehovah's Witness, God is gonna kill them. Because we are told, this Jehovah's Witnesses, that there will be Armageddon. And during Armageddon, only Jehovah's Witnesses will survive Armageddon. Everyone else is not gonna survive Armageddon. Armageddon is said to be the God that will be setting that war. It's a war of God that is intended to kill all the bad and the bad people. And the bad people happen to be everyone that is not Jehovah's Witness. Those are the teachings of Jehovah's Witness. Okay, fine. I grew up. Let me go back to now my life. I do not want to lie. It was difficult for me. The first 19 years of my life, I felt like, can't we have at least our own school as Jehovah's Witness children? Because now being in the mainstream schools, having to be restricted so much among the people that you love so much, because human interaction goes with energies. You kind of get some energy that you feel like it's appealing to you. Some people you're attracted to naturally. And definitely one other thing, we could not have relationships. You can't even experiment on any relationships. You're not allowed to. You are not allowed to. You are allowed to experiment in relationships when you're older, you're above 18, and the intention of experimenting in a relationship is not experimental at all. It's called courting. You must have the intentions of marrying that person. You are working towards marrying each other. That is I don't know whether to call it the rule. I don't want to call it the law. I want to call it like, it's a policy. Let me call it a policy. It's a policy of Jehovah's Witnesses that when you get into a relationship, the intentions should be marriage. And during that period of time, you're supposed to have someone that is going to accompany you, the two of you, wherever you go, so that you are never found alone. Because you do know, this Jehovah's Witnesses policy is the same, is similar to many other. I don't want to say charismatic churches, because I find charismatic churches to be too open these days. But there is that kind of stream of churches that do not believe that sex before marriage says sex before marriage is a sin. Now, to avoid being tempted to a point of sinning where you can end up having sex before marriage, you are encouraged to have someone that will accompany you during your period of courting. During the courtship, this person will be there all the way, right up until you get married. Then you can be alone then. So, fine. My husband, we met when I was 25. By this time, I am now a Jehovah's Witness on my own. I have chosen to be a Jehovah's Witness. I am even baptized. I got baptized when I was 19. And then I became a Jehovah's Witness. Fine. I got married within the congregation to another Jehovah's Witness who was my ex-husband, or who is my ex-husband. Fine. We met when I was 25. We married when I was 26. We had our first child when I was 28. And when our first child was 3 years, that's when she told me that Daddy had urinated on her, pointing between her legs. And if you don't know about that story, you can go watch it. It's somewhere amongst the first videos that I uploaded last year. Fine, I gave a whole detail as to what happens with that story. Now, there comes my point. 11 years later, after she had told me, no, when my daughter was 11 years old, by this time I've got 3 children with him, and my daughter is now 11 years old. Then I get the evidence that indeed all these years, when she was telling me for the first time, she was not lying. Actually, indeed, it did happen. That he was sexually molesting her. He was raping her all those years. Then, as a Jehovah's Witness woman that was taught being humble, being submissive to the husband, being this and that and so many other things, and being told again that every problem, before you can go anywhere, you've got to tell them, the elders. I went against that. I went to the police, told the police first. But he went to the elders. He told them. And as I was expecting him to go and hand himself to the police, instead I saw the elders of the congregation coming to our home, having us sit down, having us talking about what happened. And what they said to me was, I was supposed to have started with them. I was supposed to have came to them first before I go to the police. That did not sit well with me. Okay, fine. Then after that, I expected that they will act, because they could tell this person. Worst part is, that's when I got to discover that when my child told me that daddy had urinated on her when she was 3 years old, when I took her to the hospital and they check her and they don't find anything, and I came back and asked him, he went to tell the elders, whereas I had promised that I would not tell anyone, because the doctor had said there's nothing wrong with the child. Therefore, I didn't find any reason for us to blow things up out of the proportion. I said, now that you say you don't know anything, let us be quiet about this thing. I never told anyone. Guess what? He went to the elders then and told them, and they did nothing for 8 years. 8 damn years. They did not see it fit to come and ask me what is happening. Did they not ask him as to what is your purpose of you telling us such a huge thing and not wanting us to come and settle this and hear your wife's side of the story? What were they doing? Were they gossiping about me? Because the angle that I'm getting now, when the child is 11 years old, when he calls them into our family, the angle I'm getting from them is that they knew long time ago. They were waiting for me to come and tell them, because my husband had already told them, and he asked them to be quiet and wait for me to come and report to them before they can address this matter. So had I not went to them, so it was gonna be like the end of the story? Really? Like, it never made sense to me. It never got to make sense to me, because that was supposed to have told them the kind of person he was. Now, 8 years later, let me say so, because yes, when I say 11, it's because the child was 11 now, sorry. Now, 8 years later, they come. I hear from them that they already know about this from when the child was 3. They are not surprised. What did they do? Nothing. They did not do anything about that matter. They did not remove him from the congregation. And you do know Jehovah's Witnesses are great on disfellowshipping. No, he was not disfellowshipped for that. He was not. He was not disfellowshipped for that thing that they could see. They had a talk with him, just him. And I could tell that he has admitted something to them. But they did not bother. They did not bother. Man, those people had evidence far better than anyone else. Fine. They did not bother disfellowshipping him. I tried to carry on, and I still went, and I changed the congregation. Worst part is, when I went to the other congregation, you know, the magazine called Watchtower that is red at those congregations. It was the reading of the Watchtower when one of the elders in this new congregation that I decided, let me avoid seeing him, let me go to this new congregation while they are busy. They said they are busy working this thing, this matter, trying to get to the bottom of it. He said something like, he called my name while I did not even raise my hand. He talked about people that run away from their problems and think they can change congregations just because they don't want to face up to their problems and fix their problems. They rather just run to other congregations. I was like, wow, really? Okay, good. Bop. That was for me, that was the last straw. That was the last time I ever set my foot in any of the congregations of Jehovah's Witnesses. While I was waiting for them to work this, I even made efforts to go to the head office, which is in Krugersdorp. I went to the head office, Rudeport. No, it's Rudekranz. No, it's Rudekranz. But I think it falls under Krugersdorp. I went there, went to report the matter. It was the first time they ever heard. It was not the first time they heard it, but they did not hear the version that I brought with. And I even took all the evidence there. What was done after that? Nothing. Nothing was done. So I was just this bad person, this bad woman that decided to overlook them and overstepped them and went to the police instead of coming to them. They did me dirty. They did exactly what the family of my ex-husband did. The family of my ex-husband said exactly the same thing. They said, we know how to deal with these things. You should have started with us. You should have came here first. We could have helped you. Now it's too late because you went to the police. They did exactly the same thing. Even though they did not say that, Bona, Jehovah's Witness elders, they did not say that, but they did. Their actions was the same. Their actions were exactly the same. They did not help me with anything. Instead, later on, way later, now I hear from him that he's being disfellowshipped. Guess for what? You would think they would disfellowship him for sexually molesting his own child. Nah, that's nothing. They disfellowshipped him for starting a relationship with another lady within the congregation, another adult, for having a relationship with another adult, who happened to be a friend, not a close friend, but a friend that I grew up with, who is married to even now. No, they disfellowshipped him for that. But they could not disfellowship him for raping his daughter over those years. They could not disfellowship him for raping me, even though I told them that this person was doing this and this and this to me. No, they did not disfellowship him for those. Those were nothing. So I learned from there that, okay, so Jehovah's Witnesses is about everything that happens outside the families. What happens within the families, it's nothing. And they fail to understand that what hurt people most is what happens within families than what happens outside the families. That was my cue to leave. And okay, at first I just stayed, but I still practiced everything that Jehovah's Witnesses was practicing, even though I did not go to the congregation. Until, I don't know, one day I decided that, hi man, why? I started questioning a lot. While I was sitting at home, not going anywhere, that's when I started like interrogating a lot of the teachings that I was exposed to as a young child. That's when I decided that, hi man, some of the things here, and if Jehovah is going to kill me because I'm no longer a Jehovah's Witness, because I no longer go to the congregation, why should I not eat the birthday cake? Why should I not allow my children to celebrate their birthdays? Why am I not going to allow my children to experience whatever they have to experience in their childhood? Why am I going to restrict them? I gotta think we're gonna die anyway, we're gonna be killed anyway, we're not gonna see the new world. I get? So we may as well like live like people that are not going to see the new world. It's fine. Because if you're not doing things according to how Jehovah's Witnesses with Jehovah's Witnesses believe that they should be done, then you are classified as someone that is never gonna see the new world. So it's fine. The new world can pass. I am at peace. That was the day I decided that I am breaking all the shackles of religion. I broke all the shackles of religion, and guess what? I found peace. For the first time in my life, I can be myself. I can think for myself. I don't do things under fear of, if I do this, this will happen to me. I want to live forever in the new world. Let me do this. Otherwise, Jehovah is going to kill me in Armageddon. It's fine. I'm ready for Armageddon, guys. Let Armageddon come and deal with me. In the meantime, let me do everything that needs to be done by people that are waiting for Armageddon. Because what's the point of not living your life and still going to be taken by Armageddon? Since I'm not going to live the happily ever after forever life, I may as well enjoy this life. This short life, I'm so gonna enjoy it. Thank you for watching. That was my journey in a nutshell. I really do believe that as time go on, there will be snippets of things that are needed to give you a picture, a clearer picture of my life as a Jehovah's Witness. But as we speak now, I am no longer one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I'm proud of it. And really, I am free. And I repeat, this is not to inspire anyone to get out of Jehovah's Witness congregation. This is my journey. This is my peace. This is my story. I don't try to recruit anyone out of Jehovah's Witness congregation. And also, I do not want anyone coming in my comment section to come and try and persuade me to go back. You'll be wasting your time. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye. Leave a comment in the comment section. Please subscribe. We're not only talking religion here, we're talking many other issues. So please subscribe, share, like, and leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye bye.